Uncut Gems follows Howard Ratner, played by Adam Sandler, a charismatic jeweler and gambling addict. Howard's life is a total mess. He's drowning in debt to loan sharks who aren't asking nicely anymore, and he's chasing that one big score, a rare black opal smuggled from Ethiopia that he thinks will fix everything. Howard plans to auction it off for $1 million, but when NBA star Kevin Garnett borrows the opal, convinced it has some mystical energy, it sets off a chain reaction of insane bets, high-stakes lies, and a non-stop chaotic chase that builds to a breathtaking finale. But the real gem here isn't the opal, it's Howard himself. You root for him not despite the sleaze, but because of it. His twitchy charisma hints at untapped potential buried under all that mess. To understand why Howard's death is so brilliant, let's talk about scarcity in storytelling. Death is the ultimate creator of scarcity. It cuts the character short, freezing it in time and turning a character's endless potential into a finite, closed loop. Suddenly, everything that came before feels infinitely more precious. Scarcity supercharges the what-if factor, that engine for unforgettable memories in stories. Death doesn't just end a narrative, it launches 1,000 new ones in our minds. What if Howard had just walked away with the money? What if he had sold the opal at the auction instead of betting it all? We see this everywhere in great stories. Both Howard and villains work the same way. Their potentials are realized and obliterated in an instant, leaving us with that crushing, memorable void. It's not just a clever parallel, it's the film's structural spine. First, we journey from the gem into Howard. The opening plunges us into the chaotic Ethiopian mine, where brutal violence, workers clashing amid dangerous extractions, blood spilled in the pursuit of buried treasure, creates the raw, uncut opal that Howard later receives. This gem, forged in conflict and smuggled through peril, transitions seamlessly as the camera dives into its iridescent depths, resurfacing inside Howard, symbolizing how that same volatile energy now resides within him, unrefined and pulsing with potential. By the end, the cycle reverses. We go into Howard and back into the gem. In his final moments, Howard's own life of escalating violence, beatdowns from enforcers, high-stakes confrontations, and ultimately a fatal gunshot, mirrors the mine's brutality. As blood flows from his wound, the camera zooms in, revealing another gem-like universe inside him, a cosmic explosion of colors and stars. This isn't random, it's poetic symmetry. The violence that extracted the gem from the earth parallels the blood and violence that extracts Howard's inner brilliance in death, turning him from a shady hustler into an eternal, uncut legend. It's this full-circle transformation that amplifies the scarcity, making Howard's story not just tragic, but transcendent. The black opal isn't a flawless diamond, it's a murky, uncut hunk of rock, smuggled amid Ethiopian mining chaos, its dark hues hiding a fire of rainbows within. Howard embodies this perfectly. His schemes are opaque hustles, fencing knockoff watches, hyping the opal's value to absurd heights, all while his life is a mess. But like the opal, Howard's imperfections aren't just flaws, they're what make him magnetic. He's uncut, unrefined, jagged, a compulsive gambler whose optimism is downright delusional. This scarcity and uniqueness isn't just for gems, it's what makes movie stars too. Back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, cameras weren't everywhere, and you couldn't stream everything to millions. Going to the movies was a unique, scarce experience, making stars feel rare and valuable. They were picked for beauty standards you didn't see in everyday life, drawing crowds for that limited glimpse. Stars were myths, not memes. Scarcity made them gods. Today, both movies and stars are losing that edge. With endless content on social media, their beauty standards aren't unique anymore. Models and influencers flood our feeds. Franchises that built value on being scarce and original now churn out sequels, and losing uniqueness under studio-mandated narrative rules really doesn't help. The best character in a movie is the one that, when the credits roll, you crave more of. The best film is the one you finish and immediately want to rewatch. As for the worst characters, it's the ones you never want to see again. Same for actors. If they say something in public and it makes you want to see them less, that's a catastrophic promo fail. What makes villains the stars of this fandom isn't fame, it's how scarcity and uniqueness they are, especially henchmen. Think about it, in a movie packed with 20 male villains, there's often just one henchwoman, making her incredibly scarce and unique even among the bad guys. When the film ends, she's the one you want to see more of, her value skyrocketing because of it. Henchmen aren't valuable despite their imperfections. Their flaws are what make them uncut gems. They're shady sidekicks with rough exteriors, loyal but volatile, magnetic in their messiness, hiding brilliance under layers of chaos. Like Howard's Opal, they're unrefined hunks of potential, the seductive enforcer in a heist flick, the witty assassin in a spy thriller, or the scheming assistant in a superhero movie. Their scarcity creates that what-if magic. They are valuable because they're imperfect, unique because they're scarce, and unforgettable because their stories ends while leaving us hungry for more. The use of AI to generate content to replace movies is like replacing a valuable gem with a pile of rocks. Sure, those rocks might be cut perfectly, smooth edges, no imperfections, and they could even look brighter and less dark than the imperfect black opal. AI can churn out polished, efficient stuff at lightning speed, but here's the catch. They lose the black opal's scarcity and uniqueness. You're basically swapping scarcity for abundance and uniqueness for conformity. AI content floods the market with endless variations that all feel the same. Characters get fixed to fit broad appeal, their darkness and imperfections smoothed out, their edges rounded off to avoid controversy. Gone are the jagged flaws that make them human, the compulsive gambles, the shady deals, the raw emotions that stick with us. Think about it, what made Rettink in Uncut Gems so magnetic? His unrefined chaos, his delusions, his risks. AI would probably optimize him into a safer, more predictable antihero, stripping away what makes him valuable. Look at big franchises like Star Wars. What made the original trilogy so valuable in the first place is its uniqueness and scarcity. Studios applied the same narrative rules to everything: predictable arcs, sanitized heroes, weak villains. No matter the genre, sci-fi, fantasy, superhero, it's all homogenized. Star Wars lost its popularity and value because abundance killed the scarcity and conformity erased the uniqueness. The result? Fans tune out, craving that original spark. At the end of the day, characters and stories don't become iconic despite their flaws, they thrive because of them. Darkness and imperfection is what makes them unique and valuable. AI might promise efficiency and scale, but it replaces the irreplaceable, the human touch that creates scarcity through passion and risk. Now to the question of the video: why villains watch movies? Villains basically watch movies searching for gems, unlike heroes who go to watch movies because it's the right thing to do.